Okay, so reflections. Here's what we're going to do. Right now it tells you to graph reflections across the y-axis. So what I suggest that you do is take your shape tool and draw a line on the y-axis, right? Because then we will remember what we are going to go over. Over here, they tell us we want it across the, I don't know why I did that, x-axis. So when you do this one, you're going to take your shape tool and put your line on the x-axis so you remember what you're going to go over, okay? So that's the first thing. Put a line on the axis that you're working with. From here, you're going to count to the line you drew. So if I'm doing point D, I'm going to count. There are 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, to get me to the line. I have to go the same 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is where I'm going to put my new point D. I will do the same thing with point E. E is 5 spaces to the line, so I need to go 5 spaces past the line, so E is going to go right here. Now C, you'll notice, is on the line. It's right here. Change my colors. Right here on the line. So if I'm on the line, I can't move anywhere. So C is actually going to stay in the same place. Now I can connect my dots. Let me get rid of all the extra stuff. So I can go E to D, E to C, and D to C. So that is my reflection over the y-axis. And again, you don't need the arrows, that's just to show you, right? Let's do another one. So for this one, I'm going to go up or down across the pink line. So here, if I do G, I have to go 3 spaces to get to the line, 1, 2, 3, and then I have to go 3 spaces past the line, 1, 2, 3. For H, I have to go 4 spaces to get me to the line. So, So I need to go 4 spaces past the line to put my H. Now F is above the line, so I have to go down, but that's okay. We're going to the line. So go down 1 to get to the line and go down 1 again to get past the line. That's it. E is below, so we have to go up again. Not a big deal. We're going 3 to go up to the line and then 3 more past the line, and that is my E. And now I can connect my points to draw my shape. Okay, for points, I gave you the rules right here, right? So depending on what they tell you, you're going to follow the rule that applies. Here they tell you x-axis, so we're going to do this rule. We're only going to change the sign of the y-coordinate. So for I, maybe circle the y-coordinates. These are the ones that are changing. The rest of them are going to stay the same. So -4, and then this changes to a +4. For J, it's -4 stays the same, and 0 actually is also going to stay the same because we can't do anything with it. And then for K, -2 is going to stay the same, and the -4 is going to change to a positive. Let's see this one. This one they're telling us to go across the y-axis, so if you take a look at the rules, y-axis will change the sign of the x-coordinate. So let's go ahead and circle the x-coordinates. This changes, and this changes. So point J, instead of a -3, it's going to be positive. 0 is going to stay the same. Point K, instead of a -3, it's going to change to a positive. 4 is going to stay the same. And with zeros, we cannot do anything, so we'll just leave them as zeros. All right, let's do another one across the x-axis. If you remember, x-axis is going to change the y, so we'll circle our y-coordinate so we remember what's going to change. This changes, this changes, this changes, and this changes. So point P is going to be 1, +3. Point Q is going to be -1 and then -1, since that was already a positive. Point R is going to be 4, -1, and point S is going to be 4, change the sign of this one to a +3. Done. For this one, they're telling us they need to go across y equals x. So let's check our rules. For the line y equals x, x and y are going to switch places. So signs don't change here, we just switch places. So for V, 2 is going to come up the front, -4 is going to go in the back. For U, 2 is going to go in the back, 5 is going to come in the front, or -2 I should say. And for T, 5 is going in the front and 0 is going in the back. So you're just following your rules. For this one, when it says write a rule to describe the transformation, we're looking for points that have different numbers and no zeros. We don't want zeros. Those are the two things. So I don't want this one. I don't want this one because they're both ones, and I can't, if they switch places, I wouldn't be able to tell, so not that. So I'm going to look at point T. So I got to find point T down here. It's right here. So I'm comparing these two, and I'm ignoring the rest. So now I have to see what changed. Here it looks like the -2 stayed the same, so nothing changed there. But here it went from a +4 to the -4. So the x coordinate changed. So now I'm going to go check my rule to see what rule that is. Let's see. Change the x coordinate. So my answer is reflect over the y-axis. So this is a reflection. So here's your answer. Reflect over y-axis. So you're just looking to see what changed. For this one, I can choose any of these points. So I'll just choose point E. So I need to find point E down here. That's this one. I'll ignore this and these. What changed here? Here, oh, it's the same thing, it looks like. All right, so let's see. The -3 stayed the same, and the 1's changed sign this time. So if the y coordinate changed, so y changed, check your rules. Let me erase all this nonsense. If the y changed, then we reflect it over the x-axis. So reflect over x-axis. Now this one, I don't want anything with 0, so those are going to go away, and those are going to go away, so I'm comparing the w's. It looks like the -2 ended up going to the back down here, and the -1 ended up coming to the front. So they switched. So what rule is my switch? Right here. So we reflected over the line y equals x. That's it. That's reflections. If you have questions, let me know.